Starting.
Bets and Brewskis.
Bets and Brewskis. What?
Bets and Brewskis.
Welcome back to the most electrifying podcast on the internet, hosted by three dumb dipshits. My name is Matt Fagley. How we doing? I am joined today by Brenton, Bad Brewski Bradford himself, and Elliot, the autistic stalk-up. How we doing, boys?
Doing good.
Fucking great this week, Matt.
Hell yeah. Super Bowl week was fucking electric. The Super Bowl was amazing. But now we are in the dog days of summer. Oh. The dog days. We have no football, no NFL football for like 200 and some days, which absolutely fucking blows. But we do have fucking XFL, baby. The Rocks League is back.
4 games, all on ESPN
4 games
Plus.
on the slate. I think it is. I think
all
it's
of
on
them,
ABC,
yeah.
A couple of them too. Yeah, so that should be fucking awesome. I don't know. Are they both on Sunday?
2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday? No,
2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. ABC, ESPN, and then like ABC and ESPN for the other one too. But they're all on ESPN Plus.
That's fucking sick.
I can go watch Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Is he playing this week?
That's a fucking.
I don't think he's playing.
I hope
but I think he's hosting. I don't know. He owns the league.
Ooh.
Dude, if he was the play-by-play on like the main game of the weekend, he's Jim Nance. Could you imagine? That'd be awesome.
Bro, what I want to see, like.
Tony...
Oh yeah, I'll go. I want to see like a fucking ladder match on the sideline during the middle, like halftime, maybe halftime show. They just do a fucking ladder match in the middle of the field. Tell me that would not be entertaining.
Dude.
Like just halftime performance by
fucking
WWE wrestlers.
The teams just get in the locker room and like everything starts to settle down. You're sitting there wondering what's the halftime show gonna be, and then all you hear is fucking, "If you smell," that'd be sick.
It's all just a promo for the WWE.
They lower a cage down onto the field.
Hell in a Cell, baby.
That would be electric.
Sadly, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Probably not.
Boys, I have a hot take. Oh, Matt, go ahead before I pounce into this hot take. I guess somewhere else, but
I was just gonna say, I wonder how they're gonna. I'm interested to see how the XFL games are gonna go. We'll get into it a little more later, though. What you got, Bradford?
So, fellas, as we know, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, and I do have a hot take, and it's not about the hold. It's about the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
I think we have a case this year where the losing team's quarterback should have won the MVP.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to bring up the stats. Pat Mahomes threw for like 182. Jalen Hurts threw for like 304.
Totally ruined everybody's fucking parlay.
Yeah. Yeah, I had Mahomes plus 225 or 225 plus, and Chiefs to win for like plus 200, and he fucking didn't even sniff 225. But I think if
you're telling me that the man who threw for 304 yards, rushed for 70 yards with a total of 4 touchdowns does not win the Super Bowl MVP. He was the most valuable player in that game.
I agree that yes, he is quote unquote he is the most valuable player on the field out of everybody.
Is that what the award is named?
Yes, but they're not giving it to the losing team. Like they're just not.
It's happened before.
It's happened before, but it's not going to happen again. I understand that Mahomes didn't light the world on fire. He still had 3 passing touchdowns. And
Yes, he
not
did
only that,
great.
but
I'm
the
not
Eagles
shitting on
also had
Mahomes.
the Eagles just had the ball for so much time, so it's hard for him to acquire those kinds of stats. He also when he started on the 5-yard line, it's hard to throw for 60 yards on a drive. So I agree. Jalen Hurts played better than Mahomes. I'm not denying that, but you just can't. I don't think we're ever going to see like the losing team get an MVP ever again. So
It would be
Yeah,
kind of
I feel
awkward if Jalen Hurts was like given the trophy and he's like, "Well, fucking thanks. I'm gonna go cry about losing a Super Bowl."
Yeah,
That's sweet though.
yeah, that would be kind of very awkward. I feel like Elliot brings up a good point with like Kadarius Toney getting that big punt return, taking it all the way back to like the 5. Mahomes, I mean, can't throw for much yards whenever you're on the 5. And then like the Chiefs also got that scoop and score in like the second quarter, first or second quarter.
Could have
by
had a
Bolt.
second.
So like, yeah, I honestly I think that should have been, but
It's so
like,
close,
okay,
so
in
close.
slow motion, it makes it look like it's a catch, but his feet had barely touched the ground when he got hit. He had no time to move.
Bro.
So
Yeah, but I'm tired of hearing that argument because what's a fucking catch? Like, what is a catch? Please, somebody tell me. Because, like, it's inconsistent across the board from every single referee. So,
Des Bryant rolling in his grave. He's not dead, but he will be when he he will roll in his grave.
like that Devontae Smith catch. Was it a catch?
yeah, no, I agree. That
It's
one's
so.
a catch. But
I feel like you can justify it either way. Like, and it's just how you're feeling in that certain time. Like, if you're rooting for the Chiefs, you'll be like, clearly he didn't control the ball the whole time. But if you're an Eagles fan, you're like, he caught it and then he went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like,
I mean, it's
tough.
subjective. It's a subjective thing to call a catch sometimes because, I mean, in that example, you can look at it in slow motion, the Miles Sanders fumble, or not fumble, incomplete pass. But in slow motion, I mean, you can see him, catch it, and it's in his hands, but he never really touched the ground. But if you watch it at, full speed, I mean, he barely gets a hold of it, and then he gets smacked. Like, he has no time to move, no time to do anything. So it does depend on how you watch it as well.
Now, is there a way we can like objectively do it? Like, he secures it here, and then after securing it, there's like a 1 second or like a half a second. I don't think there's any objective way that you can measure.
It's not even a full. Yeah, it's not even a full second. It's not like the time between when he like quote unquote secured the ball, if that's what you want to call it, and the time he got hit was, I mean, just less than half a second. It was such a blur. Like,
so it's 3 steps in a football move, right?
Book?
2 steps in a football move, right?
Yeah.
I think it's got to be.
The football move can be the 3rd step, I think.
Basic. Yeah. I mean,
it's subjective.
Elliot, shut up and let the man talk.
What a football move is as well.
He's so autistic. He has no idea where he's at right now. Jesus. No, I just like what's a football move though? Is like tucking it, like you catch and tuck, is that a football move? Or do you like, are they saying like you have to make a 3rd step to make a football move? Because whenever Sanders caught that ball, like he was definitely going to, like, he was starting to tuck the ball, which is what made me think like 2 steps in a football move, like that's clearly a fumble. But then obviously they ruled it not to be a fumble. But I just don't understand, like, they got to have like
a bulleted list of like this is a football move.
Yeah, like it's just got to be more
defined.
Do.
I mean,
like, there's so much gray area in that though.
Yes,
that's why the game is fun.
Because if you watch it, sometimes the ball, like, sometimes it moves in your hands. Or in Miles Sanders' case, like, in slow motion, you can see he has both hands on the ball, but he never moves the ball. His feet have barely touched the ground, I think. I don't even know if I think they touched the ground before he got hit. But I don't see a point where you can say that, like, for 100% certainty that he had control of the ball. Like, he never showed where he moved it in his hands. Like, so I don't know. That wasn't even the. I mean, I don't think that was the most egregious call of the night. I mean, I think everybody is in consensus that the holding call at the end of the game was pretty poor. You know. Do you
Yeah,
want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I thought it. I mean, and
Yeah.
this isn't just,
Let's get into it.
This isn't just because I did have a ticket for the Chiefs to win, but like, I do think it was a hold. It was very slight. The only problem with it is that it was the first holding, like, defensive holding penalty that they called the entire fucking game. So
Yes.
like half a quarter or like a quarter before like that happened, like, Juju was running across the middle of the field, and like his whole upper body got turned because he got held coming out of that break, and they didn't call that one, but then they called the one like minute and a half left to go in the game, and basically decides the Super Bowl. So it's like, I don't know. I get it, but it's a tough time to make that call.
Yeah, you got to be consistent.
Well, for me, and let me say this first off, the Eagles were very classy about it. You know, they're like, well, we had
James
multiple
Bradbury.
opportunities. Yeah, he's like, it was a hold.
Yeah.
It was a hold. And yeah, it is, but and it's so hard to say, well, they shouldn't have called it because of, you know, the magnitude of the play and, you know, what's on the line here. But if you're going to be a purist, you got to, and we're only talking about it because it's in the spotlight. If that happens in, you know, the second quarter, and it's like, oh, you know, it's kind of, you know, it was a hold, but it wasn't bad, we're not going to think about it, you know?
Well, it's the same situation as AFC Championship where, I mean, last play of the game, Patrick Mahomes gets hit late out of bounds, or late hit out of bounds, and then like basically decides the AFC Championship. You know what I mean? Like, we're only talking about it because it's in the spotlight. But just like that late hit out of bounds, I do believe that both of those calls, like, they were the right call at the time. It just sucks of the timing of the call, you know?
Well,
For sure.
I think the late hit was much more of an egregious penalty than what this holding was. And my biggest issue with it is the fact that we had a much more obvious example of holding earlier in the game. They don't call it. Then in the most important moment of the game, they decide to call it. I do agree. You saw the tug of the jersey. That constitutes a holding by the letter of the law. It's a holding penalty. But they have to have consistency in what they call and what they don't. The other thing is, I don't think the holding mattered. Mahomes overthrew Juju by 10 yards.
Yeah,
but Juju wasn't getting there. And so that's the other thing is, did it really affect the play in any meaningful way? And I don't
it doesn't
think it
matter
did.
because, like, and this is the only reason why they inserted this phrase in there, is so that they could have an argument against what you just said. Before the ball was thrown, holding, like, it didn't matter because it was way before he threw the pass. So
yeah,
but
I know it's just,
my thing with that holding call is, like, I thought within like 3 to 5 yards or whatever, like, you had the ability to, like, jam your receiver or whatever. I know you can't just sit there and, like, literally tackle him, but Juju was like a yard and a half, 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage whenever the hold took place. So, like, I just don't understand how that was.
I think you can block them, I think, but I don't think you can, like, grab their jersey. So I think that's the difference there.
Just a very odd situation all in all in the Super Bowl.
The game was so fun and so back and forth. My bet of three consecutive scores cash, by the way. Great bet by me. But it would have been great to have that final drive to see if Jalen Hurts can go the length of the field. They've been so good all night. You know, and if he doesn't get it, then sure, the Eagles don't win. Nobody has a big problem with it. At least he had the ball in his hands at the end of the game.
At least he had an opportunity.
That's right. But in this instance, we have a call and there's no opportunity, right? You take that away on some call that earlier in the game they call it, not a big deal. They call it in that moment. Everybody's kind of like, well, I mean, why'd you call this?
if the whole game would have been a flag fest like that and every little nicky-knack play was called, then okay, that's how the game was called.
That's why it's surprising to me that they even called it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the whole game, we didn't have a single offensive holding call on offense or defense the whole game. And then there in the last moment is when you're like, all right, that was it. We're throwing the flag on that one. It's like, be consistent.
For sure.
I will say that it was kind of nice just watching it, and like there wasn't a penalty every 5 seconds though. That was very
the whole
nice
night,
to watch.
It was only offsides and false starts, I think, pretty much.
Yeah, and there was only like a handful of those. So
there were 9 penalties the whole game because the over/under for total penalties was 10.5, I think.
What a line!
So
that is a great line. All those refs took the under on that line. Fucking squeezebags.
I mean, it was a great game though. It was definitely one of the more entertaining Super Bowls I've watched. And let me say that our first successful team ride cashed.
Team ride!
On a fucking 50-50 coin toss is what we had to put it up to.
Dude, that was fucking electric.
I was amped.
I forgot what you were talking about because I was like, you took the Eagles, but yeah, we all bet tails. That was fucking awesome. Dude, I don't know who that lady was. What a flip by her. That was an amazing, like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, this feels good. Like, that was a great fucking flip. Like,
get her out there for everyone.
A few years ago, they had fucking George H.W. Bush up there fucking fling one around like it was a piece of paper or something. Had no flip to it at all. And then, like,
if Joe Biden goes up there, it's fucking over, bro.
Yeah,
hit him in the head and knock him out.
Shout out that lady. That was a great fucking start. And then a lot of people had no touchback. Harrison Butker absolutely fucking slaughtered that ball. It didn't get probably 20 yards off the ground and got 10 yards deep in the end zone. As soon as I saw it, like, leave the tee, I was like, oh shit, like, this is about to hit it probably like the 5-10 yard line. And then it just kept fucking sailing. I was like, oh, okay. Touchback
Hey, he was at that adrenaline for the Super Bowl, baby.
Or he told all of his family to take touchbacks.
Or he slipped on that fucking piece of shit grass that they were playing on. What the fuck was up with that?
Yeah, that was a bad look.
Yeah, let's try a new grass type out for the biggest game in NFL.
Not only that, but apparently the dude doing it was 94 years old. What do you have him
father?
The sod father. What? I mean, the dude. The other thing is he has actually employed. So I'm not. I think the Chiefs should have won the game. It was a great game. I'm not saying it was rigged for the Chiefs at all. But if we want to make the argument, the sod father is employed by the Kansas City Chiefs to manage their turf. Yep. So he could have slipped Andy Reid a note earlier that week saying, "Hey,
sod father.
Put the heavy duty cleats on, boys. It's gonna be a wet one."
Jesus, I'm sure he probably deals with many other stadiums besides the Kansas City Chiefs.
All I needed to hear was that he was employed by the Kansas City Chiefs.
He one time did one job for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's like, no fucking collusion.
67 years ago. Because the dude's fucking 94 years old. He's got cataracts in both fucking eyes.
Before the Super Bowl.
He couldn't even see the field. No, I think
he can feel it. That's all that matters.
I think the dude did all the turf since like Super Bowl I or something like that. He's been doing it for an insane amount of time.
I think he did all the
He ain't got that many left.
Yeah, NFL, guys get better with the field next year.
One little thing I just want to add on at the end of this, just kind of wrap up the season, here, put a bow on the end of the season. Just to bring it back to our Super Bowl MVP talk earlier. Mahomes threw for 182, Hurts ran for 3 tuds, threw for 300 plus. I think if it was the other way around, Mahomes threw a touchdown, ran for 3 plus, or just threw for 4 touchdowns and had 300 plus yards, and they've lost by a
And
field
he was
goal,
on the losing team?
and Hurts only threw for like 150 or whatever. Like, I think maybe then we could have seen like a Super Bowl MVP go to Mahomes still, just because he's Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes and
dick
the face
riders.
of the league.
I mean,
Meat
I love
riders.
the take, Matt. I love the take, Matt, but I highly doubt that happens. I think Hurts still gets it because, I mean, if we just switch the stat lines, that means Hurts throws for 3 touchdowns, and I think that's still good enough to get him the Super Bowl MVP. So.
Ooh.
Yep. All right. Well, we good on the Super Bowl talk for now?
Yeah.
I'm
Cool.
straight.
Let's move on. Let's start looking ahead before we get into XFL. Let's look ahead to next season because there's a team sitting at plus 20,000 or 2,000. I think it's 20,000 right now, who just got the offensive coordinator for the first team in NFL history to put up 35 points in a Super Bowl and lose, and put up 30 plus points in all 3 playoff games. The Colts got Shane fucking Steichen this weekend, and I couldn't be more ecstatic, baby.
Congratulations, Matt. You now can finish second to the Jacksonville Jaguars in your division next year.
200 to 1 odds is absolutely absurd considering we have the next Jeff Saturday coming in the building. This dude is about to be...
Who's your quarterback?
Doesn't matter. Probably C.J. Stroud.
Thinking Aaron Rodgers.
Hopefully C.J. Stroud. But we got the offensive guru of the century, Shane Steichen, boys. It doesn't matter who our quarterback is.
Just, Matt, don't be depressed next year. You got to have a building year, okay? Next year, you guys will be building up for the year after. Then you guys can make the Super Bowl run.
As this is what the Bears motto has been for like the past 15 years, right?
And it hasn't worked yet, but
yeah, exactly.
There's always next year.
I already placed my Super Bowl future on the Bears and my Justin Fields MVP because I think Justin Fields is going to have a better season than Lamar Jackson did in 2019. He about broke the single season rushing. Yes, he did. He about broke the single season rushing record this year. He's definitely
he about did it by only running and having no fucking air yards.
And they're going to do the same thing. They're going to do the same thing. He's an electric runner. He's going to get a bunch of rushing yards. He's going to
keep him in the backfield.
They're going to go out and sign Orlando Brown because we have $100 million in cap space.
Remember last week whenever you talked mad shit about Orlando Brown being
I said he wasn't as good as pass rushing. And let me tell you, he did excellent this week. 0 sacks. Amazing job. But he is one of the best run offensive linemen in the league. So I definitely want him on the Bears. Justin Fields is going to run for 150 a game. He's going to be the NFL MVP. He's going to go on a deep run in the playoffs, maybe win the bowl. You know, you never know.
Well, Elliot, I hate to spoil your dreams here, but the Bears are going to trade away Justin Fields this offseason, pal, to probably the Seattle Seahawks. So the Bears will just have to deal with fucking Drew Lock and Will Anderson whenever they pick him up in the first round, which Will Anderson is a dog, but...
You mean Will Levis?
No. Will Anderson, defensive end from Alabama. This is the Bears organization for you. They're going to give away an all-star quarterback for Drew Lock from the Seahawks, an absolutely terrible quarterback. And then they're not even going to pick up a rookie quarterback. No. They're just going to get a defensive end they did with Khalil Mack.
Who they'll let sign with somebody else in 4 years.
100% yes.
We got Ryan Poles as the GM. He's a smart man. He's not going to do dumb things like this. This is the new Chicago Bears.
We'll see.
I'll see it when I believe it.
I got you guys in 4th place next year.
All right. Well,
actually, maybe not. I got if Rodgers comes back to the Packers, give me Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears.
I think the Packers are going to finish in first. No chance.
If Raji comes back, I got faith in Raji.
All right, Brenton. Hit us with your first hot take of next season.
Lamar Jackson will be the Ravens quarterback to start the season.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say MVP. I'm like, okay, let's just.
He will not.
C.J. Stroud.
He will
be
not
an
sign with
Indianapolis
another
Colt,
team.
I
and
don't
will
think
be
that's
the
that much of a
MVP.
hot take.
No, I think. Look, I know it's not a hot take, but I've been getting very nervous. You know, all this news coming out. You know, I got this jersey. I don't want to burn it, so I fucking need him to stay. And I think the hiring of Todd Monken, is that who it was? Georgia.
Yep.
So, you know, maybe Lamar had a hand in finding his OC. That's what the organization said. They were going to have him very involved. Think he sticks around, and I think the Ravens are dangerous next year.
I thought they were like pumping Greg Roman for next head coach. Like I thought they were fucking ecstatic about having
fired
him.
his ass.
Huh? Yeah, they fired him.
Did we
I
just fired him?
I understand that, but like I feel like a couple years ago or just last year or whatever, like they were saying like this Greg Roman offense is the best offense and it's perfectly suited for Lamar Jackson. Blah blah blah.
And it was until the league figured it out and Greg Roman couldn't fucking adjust.
Yeah.
So we need something new. We need variety. Greg Roman's great at what he does, but we need a mixture. You know, Lamar can't just be the runner anymore. We gotta get him some open looks in the passing game.
Yeah.
So our biggest problem is getting wide receivers open.
Hey, how would you feel about maybe the Colts sending over a number 4 pick for Lamar Jackson?
I would not accept that.
What about a number 4 pick and a number 1, a first round pick next year?
2 first rounders.
2
Ship
first.
Ship them? What?
I mean, 2 first and probably some other draft picks, but I think there's a lot of talent in this year's draft.
You just
Jim Irsay, get it done, pal.
Yeah, call him.
Call me
Jim.
up. Call me up, Jim.
Get on the
Maybe
horn,
we can do
Jim.
some coke together.
That'd be sick. That'd probably
in
help
Josh Daniels' bathroom.
Josh McDaniels.
McDaniels, yeah.
I don't know. I think the Ravens would be they're gonna want a haul if he's gonna get shipped.
Oh,
well,
sure.
So they have there's 2 different types of franchise tags, which is what everybody's assuming is going to happen to Lamar because everybody thinks they're not going to be able to reach a deal with him. So there's a non-exclusive franchise tag, and then there's an exclusive franchise tag. Exclusive means like you pay like the top 3, what the top 3 quarterback money-wise are getting over the next 5 years. That's what he's getting this year. Like you average out the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then for like the non-exclusive, like it's a little bit more or whatever. But the exclusive, nobody can come in and try and like give him a bigger deal to get him over to their team because he's basically still a free agent until he like signs or after he signs the franchise tag. But if they do a non-exclusive, there's an opportunity for like other organizations to come in with, I think it's like 2 first-round picks and like give him like an actual deal to get him out of the Ravens. So like it depends on what franchise tag they give him, but if they go non-exclusive, why shouldn't the Colts send over 2 first-round picks for Lamar? Like why not? Why wouldn't Seattle do that? Like why wouldn't any team that needs a quarterback do that?
No, I mean I think they would. So.
Yeah, so like if you're the Ravens, fucking why even do that? Try to get just a better trade out of somebody rather than trying to give them a non-exclusive and then only getting 2 first-round picks. You know what I mean? Like if the Bears were to offer like Justin Fields and 2 first-round picks for Lamar,
I would rather have Justin Fields right now.
You would?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So stupid. Such a Bears fan thing to say.
Dude, Lamar Jackson has
Hold on, did you guys hear that?
I think Lamar's only played like 12 out of the last 22 games. So I don't know.
You're picking like a stat like that. You're taking the absolute worst of what he's had. Like 12 out of the last 22, but what did he play before that?
Well, I'm just saying that's the most recent history that we have of him, and it's not very good.
Well, Lamar Jackson's going to be a dog in the NFL for many years to come. Off subject, I just got an ESPN notification.
No trade.
Tigers 1 under through 9, baby. We're on a fucking roll at Genesis.
Oh,
This is, speaking of Genesis, this is the rebirth of Tiger right here.
Oh yeah, love to see it.
I got a ticket on Tiger to win the Masters. Plus 56,000 or 5,600.
Wow.
56 to 1.
All right, Matt. Do you got a second hot take?
Hold on. DeAndre Hopkins' no trade clause has been voided due to his PED suspension. It says he's very likely to be moved this offseason.
Nice. Go get him, Bears.
I don't know why they would put so because of his PED suspension.
That's what it says.
Because do we really think that the Cardinals are just chomping at the bit to get rid of D-Hop? I'm sure it's probably more D-Hop saying, "Hey, get me the fuck out of here." Kyler's not going to be Kyler's going to have to miss the first 10 weeks at least next year probably.
Fucking elf on the shelf looking ass.
Yeah, and then they just brought in a brand new head coach, John Gannon, defensive coordinator from the Eagles. I think he's probably more saying, "Get me the fuck out of this place. I want to go win a championship."
Yeah. Going off
that's
of
weird
this,
that they put in. Go ahead.
Going off of this,
besmirch his name.
I think the Cardinals are going to be one of the worst teams next year. That's my second hot take for reference. But I think they're going to be terrible.
It's not really a hot take considering they're tied with the Colts.
Oh, they are.
Their odds.
I didn't know where they were. Okay, well, I guess it's not that hot of a take, but whatever their over/under for wins this season is, I'm probably hammering the under. I think Jonathan Gannon is unbelievably overrated. The Eagles' defense was atrocious, and they couldn't adjust to Mahomes. I understand he's Mahomes, but they also were beating up on bad quarterbacks all year, and they were terrible the year previous. So I don't think Jonathan Gannon's that good. I think he's going to be fired within the next 2 years.
Yeah, I feel I don't know. I think he'd still be a good. I think he's still good. It feels. Hold on, my defense and that defensive line couldn't get any traction to actually get after Mahomes.
But it wasn't even that. I mean, Mahomes was able to just tear them up all night. He was 13 for 14 in the second half. I understand if your pass rush isn't getting home, but your secondary is not even adjusting. They ran the same exact play twice and got touchdowns on both of them in the red zone. I mean, how is that possible that you can run the same exact play just in reverse?
Percocet Mahomes is different, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, did you watch both the plays though? Did you see their secondary movement? The corner that was manned on them was adjusting up to the safety as he was coming across, and Andy Reid is just too fucking smart, and he saw that and just figured out the what they were doing.
But there wasn't somebody within 10 yards of him. I'm just saying, if you're a defensive coordinator in the Super Bowl, you have to be able to adjust to that. You have to be able to adjust to it, and they weren't.
Yeah, but
they didn't adjust all game.
If you're gonna bring that guy up high, then you have to get rid of a linebacker out of the box to go outside, but then that opens up a run lane. So it's kind of they're gonna kill you either way. You're just gonna have to I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying, for as much hype as the defense had going into this game, they got trashed, and they got trashed from the start of the game to the end of the game. I mean, there was really no point that the defense was get a big stop. They were just bad.
I don't know, dude. That's hard to say though, because they only allowed him to throw for 182. If they wouldn't have given up a big special teams play, and if the defense didn't return a fumble for a touchdown, that game's nowhere near what it was. So
no,
it's hard to say that the defense played like shit.
If they don't get the defensive touchdown, yeah, it's not as close, and they don't get the big return. But there was at no point where Patrick Mahomes looked like he was slowing down. Even after he had his injury, he still went and just just was shredding the defense up.
Kirk is a hell of a drug.
Could be. And, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is very good. But, I mean...
Even he was still hobbling on that run, bro. You could tell he was ginger.
He has to make adjustmts, and they never adjusted to try to, like, stop anything that the Chiefs were doing.
Yeah, that's much easier said than done, though. Like, you're going against Andy Reid and the Chiefs offense.
And if you also look at their season, they got torched by any good quarterbacks. Like, Dak Prescott had, I think he had 2, like, 400-yard games against him.
Don't sling good around when you're talking about Dak, okay?
Okay. They played the easiest schedule of offenses all year, and I think
it was a cupcake year.
I think Dak was their one of the best quarterbacks they went against. I'm trying to think of who else, but no, they did not have that good of a season. And yes, they had a lot of sacks. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm not saying they had a lot of really good pieces. They should have been much better than they were, but I think Jonathan Gannon is holding them back.
We shall see. Sirianni's going to have to find 2 new coordinators.
Yep. I think Shane Steichen is going to be very good, though, for the Colts.
Me too. I'm fucking pumped about that hire.
Yeah.
Especially for how long it took, and everybody kept saying, like, Jeff Saturday. I was going to probably choose a different team if Jeff Saturday was going to be the coach again, because I love Jeff Saturday, but listen, dude, you tried it for 9 games or however long it was. It didn't fucking work. So just...
Yep. Bro was looking like Tom Sunday out there.
O-line coach. Like, you would be a great offensive line coach. Come to Indy and be an offensive line coach. But you can't be a head coach either.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody else have something?
Do we just want to give maybe some quick picks for the XFL? Because I did do some extensive research.
I have no research at all. I'll give you a battle.
You lamb. I'm riding with the fucking Orlando Guardians.
That's right.
Ooh, they're going up against the fucking Houston team, aren't they? What are they called?
Yes.
Extensive research. Right
the
there.
fucking the Houston Roughnecks. Roughnecks,
that's what it is. Guess who the coach of the Roughnecks is, boy?
Who's that?
Fucking Wade Phillips. Give me the fucking Houston Roughnecks and Wade Phillips coaching the boys. Probably going to I don't know what their Super Bowl would be, but probably going to the XFL championship.
Rock championship.
Wade Phillips is a fucking dog.
That's not actually it.
I'm just be flying around. I'm pretty sure they got Vic Beasley as one of their linebackers. He was a dog. Pretty sure he played for Atlanta. Obviously,
yes, he did.
Not that great, or else he'd still be in the NFL. But
I think he got old.
Then what's the? There's a matchup. I think it's on Sunday with the St. Louis Battlehawks and another team. I can't remember who it is.
The St. Louis Battlehawks and the San Antonio
Brahmas or something.
Brahmas, what the hell is that even?
Brahma Mama, baby. St. Louis Battlehawks got A.J. McCarron slinging around the field. St. Louis Battlehawks used to have Jordan Teamu. They were pretty good. I'm pretty sure they might have the same coaching staff. I have no idea. I didn't do that much extensive research. But I like A.J. McCarron slinging the pill against the San Antonio Brahma Mamas quarterback, Jack Cohn, who is probably the worst fucking quarterback of all time. I have no idea how he got an XFL starting gig. The dude was on the Colts practice squad or for preseason and stuff. Like, he came in for a couple games during preseason. That dude might be literally the worst fucking quarterback I've ever seen. Like, put fucking Stevie Wonder out there, and he could sling the pill better than Jack fucking Cohn.
Hey, Stevie Wonder is people are saying he might not actually be blind.
I've seen that.
Have you seen those videos?
Jesus.
Yes, it's hilarious. All right,
no,
boys.
I have not. But saying that, I will just say, give me the St. Louis Battlehawks all day, every day.
For sure.
I'm putting a future on the Guardians.
Jesus, that's not good.
All right, boys.
Later, Elliot.
See you.
Bye.
Jesus, thanks, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't really have much else on the XFL. I know Josh Gordon plays for one of these teams, but I think he might also have. He probably had he basically has Elliott throwing him the ball, so I don't think that he'll be able to do a whole lot.
We'll see. I'm probably gonna watch all 4 games. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, I'm definitely watching. Are they all at 3:00?
There's
Like
there's a 3 o'clock game and then an 8 o'clock game on both days.
Ooh.
Which
Hell
I'll probably
yeah.
sprinkle in some UFC on Saturday. There's some decent fights. It's Andrade versus Blanchfield.
Yeah, that should actually be pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, Blanchfield's a monster.
I believe Jessica Andrade might be a dog.
Let me actually look that up. I'll get cracking on that.
If not a dog, she's a short favorite. Because I know the line is kind of close, which I was surprised by. But I mean, I know.
I'm not gonna lie. Blanchfield showed out against Molly McCann.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, that was actually a very good fight.
Andrade is minus 135.
Yeah, so short favorite. Honestly,
Yep.
I don't mind either pick in that. I just hate betting against Jessica. That she
for sure.
Dog. I mean, she could
can we
whip
say
my
that
ass.
here?
Yeah, we're fine. I mean, nobody's listening at this point.
Nobody's watching this.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So,
I mean, there's a few other good matchups. But yeah, I mean, we got some heavyweight action, I think. Zach Pauga, he was on the Ultimate Fighter. We got Jim Miller returning.
Jesus H. Christ.
He's still fighting, still subbing
CTE
people.
Machine himself. Good God.
I think that's really. I mean, I'll just watch it because I like fights. I'm just a fucking fool for that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Volk should have definitely won that fight, by the way.
I'm gonna defer to what Ariel Helwani said. I don't know if you heard this, but he said Islam won the contest, but Volk won the fight. If we're talking because Volk outstruck him, but Islam won 3 rounds.
See, I honestly just watching it live. I gave Volk 2, 3, and 5. Islam definitely won the first round. I think it was round 2 that everybody kind of was a toss up. Who do we give it to?
Sure.
Or no, maybe it was round 3. Maybe I don't know. One of those. It was either 2 or 3.
I think it was 2.
Yeah.
Because I think Islam did drop Volk slightly in the second round.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then, but Volk started landing on him, and then Islam, I think that was when he had him down up against the cage, but he wasn't trying to, he wasn't doing anything offensive. He was literally just holding him there, and Volk just kept,
and it was just for the last minute.
He just kept punching him in the face.
Oh yeah, at the end of the 4th round. At the end of the 4th round, Islam had Volk's back for 3 minutes, and Volk was just fucking calling him a bitch. He's finish me. That's when I was getting hyped up. Dude, he's just fucking just throwing shots, defending.
I will say, I became a Volk fan from that fight.
Me too. First time I ever rooted for him, and I'll probably never root against him again unless he faces Max Holloway again.
Yeah, that was fucking. It was awesome to watch.
I want to see an immediate rematch because Volk sounds like he's itching. He's he's not that strong. I can beat him. I know how to beat him.
I think he figured him out in the 5th round. I think he was starting to.
Yeah, when Islam shot in the 5th round and Volk just fucking stuffed it and got right back up.
Yeah.
Islam was
Yeah.
tired, man.
Bro, and then I thought he was going to finish him there at like midway through the 5th or like little towards the end of the 5th. Like,
Volk,
I thought he was about to finish him because he dropped
I think,
him.
yeah.
And then, like.
Well, I think Volk thought he had the dub, and that's why he just was going to go pound. Like, he thought he could win that round and win the fight. I think Volk, hindsight's 20/20. If Volk thinks he's winning the fight, why not go ahead and pound on him and assert, be in dominant position? But if he lets him up and Islam's tired, it's a bad look if Islam doesn't want to get off the ground. And then Volk can go piece him up and perhaps get the finish.
Yeah, I was hoping he would let him back up because he was piecing him up on the feet.
So good, man. That way was such an entertaining fight.
And then the scorecards, like, whenever it came out, like, I could have definitely seen it going 48-47 either way. So, like, I was pretty okay with that. But then that one judge
Who's
that
the
had
clown with the
49-46,
49? Yeah.
Like, that was ridiculous. He definitely won 3 and 5, like, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, when that 49-46 came up, I was like, oh, it's probably Islam.
Yeah, I knew it was Islam at that point, but
all those fucking Dagestani meat riders.
Yeah. But. All right, well, pretty good podcast. Elliot was a bitch and had to fucking jump off, but hey,
Hey, it's all right. He made his girl wait 15 minutes, so.
I was going to say, I felt kind of bad because we were just rambling on, but I knew she had to be waiting out there. That's funny. All right, well.
Hopefully she was waiting in the cold.
Hopefully. Thanks again, viewers, all 7 of you or however many. It's been an awesome season. This podcast has been really fucking fun to do. Appreciate you guys. Keep spreading the word. Keep making some awesome bets and drinking tons of fucking brewskis. Wide.
Hell yeah. See you next season.
Hell yeah. Later, boys.